Who would be more important to you? This is exactly the position you/okay there 889 finds herself in because of her mother-in-law's request. Let's see if it's a reasonable one. My mom has cancer. It could be terminal, we are not sure. My sister and I have been tag-teaming the care of my mom. She takes care of her for 3 weeks, and I take care of her for 3. That way, we both cover about 2 chemo cycles. My house is a small one, but we are central to the city. My husband, I think, is not a big fan of when my parents come and stay with us. There's a lack of space. We have a 2-year-old, and the house is usually quite chaotic when my parents are here. However, my mom is ill, and I don't see another way out. Let's talk about my in-laws. They live about 45 minutes from our house, and we pay for their house. We have been doing so ever since I've been married for 10 years. My parents have been largely self-sufficient financially. This is the first time in my adult life that I have had to step up to help them. Now, my mill is insisting we drop off my daughter at her place this weekend. She keeps insisting that she hasn't seen my daughter for a while, which is not true. I also notice that she insists on doing this when my parents are at my place. There's some weird FOMO thing happening. I pushed back to my husband, saying I don't want my daughter to leave this weekend. If my mill really wants to see her, she can take her when my mom has chemo, and I'll be fully focused on my mom. My husband didn't like this. He thinks I'm trying to keep our daughter away from the in-laws. I'm just super frustrated with this whole in-law situation. Feel financially and emotionally abused by a mill, but maybe I'm not seeing clearly because of my mom's situation. I also want to add that the reason I feel financially abused is because I make significantly more than my husband does, 3x. And I don't think my in-laws would be able to afford their lifestyle if I didn't have my source of income. I also feel that because we are doing this for my in-laws, it also prevents us from having a bigger place, which we desperately need. Am I wrong in pushing back to my husband? This is a tough position to be in, and we feel for the OP. But is she in the right, or does her husband have a point? Let's see what Reddit thinks. Look, your mom is sick. So, with that said, I would be really blunt with him. My mother is sick. I want the child to be able to spend as much time as she can with my mom when she is here. Every 3 weeks, my sister takes care of our mother, and yet I've noticed that your mother only wants to take her when it's my mother comes. I have stood by and financially supported your parents and you. The one time my parents needed me, and somehow it's all about your mother. If you can't support me and prioritize my needs and feelings while I'm dealing with taking care of my sick mother, then I'm going to stop prioritizing you and your parents' feelings, needs, and finances. There is no universe in which I would pay for my husband's parents' housing. Stop the gravy train right now and let them figure out how to afford their lifestyle on their own. Wait, you are financially supporting his parents, and they are all trying to dictate your and your child's time? No. Something is off with your like she sounds jealous your mom is getting all this sympathy and attention. It just sounds weird and ungrateful for the dollar you support them with. Cut them off immediately. You are a great daughter taking care of your mom through this difficult time for her and your family. Your husband needs a reality check. He sounds a bit unsympathetic to your mother's plight. I hope the best for your mom. Tell husband that daughter is staying home and that this is your time to do for your parents. And that you are also going to take time to reevaluate your living situation. Meaning that you are going to look for a larger home and put your money that you earn towards your home, and his parents need to figure out if they want to live where they are then how they are going to pay for it. I'm hoping that you are not both putting your money in the same bank. If so, you need to fix this now. Open your own bank account and put your paychecks in that account alone. He can have his own. You can be willing to put funds in the joint account to pay your cost of living expenses, 1/2 for bills and house. However, I will bet that he will use the funds for him and his parents, and stick you with the bills. Have some bills in his name only. This way, he will be solely responsible. Take your name off of them. Out to kind of level the expenses bills. You could offer your husband a win-win solution. He gets to go stay with his mom this weekend. That opens up space at your place and makes it less crowded. Since he apparently doesn't have any sympathy or empathy and doesn't like it when your parents are there, let him go right on back to his own parents. Then he can continue on in his misanthropic little world without bringing the rest of you down with him. How awful and hypocritical your husband and his mother are being. Ask your husband in what world does he think that taking their grandchild out of the house and sending her to the other grandmother so she won't feel like she's being kept away from her own grandchild is in any way fair to your own parents while they are visiting? It means denying your parents from their grandchild, and it's ridiculous and selfish. Why in the world are you using your income to pay for your in-laws' home? Especially if that prevents you from affording your own larger home. That is wild. Stop that. Get a bigger home. Why have you been supporting them for 10 years? Why aren't they working, or if retired early, why didn't they have any funds for retirement? Why does their son see it as his responsibility when he has a responsibility to his family with you? So often, females in posts call their DLs gold diggers. These grifters need to get off the gravy train and enjoy their own fruits.